So the end of summer means many things. My son goes back to school, football season is starting, it's getting a little bit colder here in Michigan, and a lot of new phones are starting to hit the market. And one big phone that comes out every single fall is the Google Pixel. And this is the Google Pixel 10 Pro XL. There's a lot to love about Pixel phones. If you're already a Pixel user, then you know exactly what you're getting. And if you don't know anything about Pixels, then you know you're getting a phone with smart AI features, stellar cameras, and call screening modes that makes everyone jealous. On paper, it seems like the Pixel has it all, but what do I think after a few days of usage? Well, I bought the phone with full intentions of using this on my second line. I'm Kevin the Tech Ninja, and let's find out if this phone is going to stay in my pocket. First of all, this phone is absolutely beautiful. When I unboxed it, my first reaction was like, whoa, this looks pretty good. And the new color is pretty solid, it's heavy in the hand, but it feels like well built, which it should because it's at a premium price. The design is a classic Pixel. You have this boxy form factor with flat sides and rounded corners, and that signature camera bar across the back. I mean, it's unmistakably a Pixel. It has a 6.8-inch display, matte glass on the back, polished aluminum around the sides. It feels every bit like a flagship phone. It's also heavier than last year's too. That's because it has a bigger battery and it actually allows you to use MagSafe accessories on this phone. In the hand, it feels pretty good overall, but these rails are a bit slippery and they do pick up fingerprints fast. So you'd want a case for this one. I haven't picked out my favorite one yet, but we'll talk about that in the next video. It's an LTPO panel with 120 Hz refresh rate, and it hits 3,300 nits of peak brightness. Translation is it's very bright, even outdoors in sunlight, color stay consistent at any angle, and it's a high quality display. This phone ships with Android 16 and the new Material 3 expressive interface. So that means bold new animations, dynamic UI elements, colorful themes everywhere, and a lot of AI stuff to make using this phone fun with its new designs. The haptics are also top tier as well. Every tap feels crisp, every press feels satisfying. Every time you move a little icon around, you feel that vibration. Honestly, it is the best haptic feedback I've used on every phone. It is not just crisp, it's expressive, and it makes you feel more connected to the device. And that brings up what Pixel is absolutely known for, and that is its photos, and let's talk about its camera system. And for me, it's still the best portrait shooter out there. But let's talk about the bad first. The ultra-wide camera gives you those dynamic wide shots. It does pull in some details, although at the edges, it can get a little soft compared to other flagship phones. So if you look in this corner here, you're gonna see that it's just a little soft, not as crisp. But the main shooter, yeah, that is going to be super great. All those signature Pixels colors pop up. If you're taking a photo of a building, it looks great. Take a picture of a person, it gets that accurate skin tone. It gets brings true life to that person. It looks really, really good. If I'm on vacation or I'm out with my family, this is the camera I want to carry. It makes me even question my need to bring my bigger camera for those things I want to take pictures of because the Pixel does a great job. In low light, the Pixel still does impress. It's bright, it's vibrant, and it has very confident shots. Like when it takes a picture, like you should know when you're taking a picture in low light, it's gonna come out really good. And then we have the zoom. 5 times optical zoom at 48 megapixels. We have sharp 10x shots using AI and also sensor data. But the Pixel did add a new feature, and that's the 100x zoom. This is a perfect place for it. I'm at a very large garden here in Michigan, and there's a ton of different things. There's like statues, there's different signs and stuff like that. And being able to zoom in 100x to take a picture of something so far away may be a gimmick, but it's a cool gimmick if that. And you could take really cool pictures like this church I just took a picture of. I got the very top of the church and it comes in high res. So what that means is you take a photo, it's using all the camera power in the phone, and then it's using AI to build that image back together. At 100x, the text does start to fall apart a little bit. Sometimes it can't create characters and the characters doesn't make sense. But if you're doing it for a landscape or buildings or anything large and structurally large and not fine details, It does a great job. It's way better than Samsung's Space Zoom at that range. And Samsung's been doing it for like 5 years, and this is the first year with it, and it's really good. Video has improved too, both on the front facing and also on the back. But to really see the better video, you have to use Google's Video Boost feature. And that actually happens automatically in the background, and then you get a notification when it's done. So if you record a really good video, you have to wait for it to become better. It kind of feels weird to me because typically out of the camera, you get really good videos where Google's using a lot of AI to do it. But the boosted version gets you way more colors, way more details, and extra stability. Side by side, look at these videos. The difference is absolutely clear. It is nice to have the boosted videos, but I wish it was just something that didn't have to do that extra step to get it. For photos and portrait, the Pixel still remains the GOAT. And with AI processing, video keeps getting better. And it will continue to get better because it's all using this AI stuff in the background to really make the video that much better. Google Photos adds even more flexibility. You can just type in what you want. You could say, put me in a factory, make my glasses look like hearts, remove the reflection, and it just does it. You need internet access for it to work, but it does it. It's simple, it's fun, but there is some practical use cases too, because like I would imagine like my mom taking a photo and she knows that she's not the best at taking photos. She could say something as simple, like even use her voice. She could say, make this image straighter, or make this image look better. Whatever that means, she doesn't care what it means. She just wants it to happen and the phone will do it for her. So let's go to performance. You know, there's no issues here. The new chip is 20% faster than last year's chip, sometimes even faster than that. And since so much of the Pixel experience leans on AI, those speeds really do show up when you're tapping into those features. The apps, of course, open fast. All the new material animations are smooth. It feels just as quick as anything else in everyday usage. Gaming, though, is still a question mark for me. You know, in my early testing, I haven't seen any big improvements, and in some cases, it actually can feel a little bit slower in some of the games I played as far as like performance and frames per second. That's something I have to dig into a little bit more. There could be some more device optimizations that will roll out because it is definitely early when a device comes out. It does take a little bit of time, and that's why I typically wait for 30 days later to give a final opinion. Now, compared to Qualcomm's latest chips, the Tensor is going to be behind in raw power. There's no mistaking that. But this chip isn't about brute force. It's more about AI performance and efficiency and sort of hardware and software built in one spot to get you those things. It runs cooler even under heavy loads. When I was doing my gaming tests, it ran cooler. And also the performance did stay consistent. I didn't feel any throttling or anything like that. So that is good. It is definitely more comfortable and more stable overall. Battery life after just a few days is tough to really pin down. But here's what I got. After a full day of usage, ending the night with about 25% left, and that's exactly what I need from a flagship phone. I had around 4.5 hours of screen on time as well. So the Pixel 10 Pro XL, in a world full of excellent phones, Google is using AI to stand out. For some people, that's enough. This phone is charming and it's fun to use. But does the charm last after the honeymoon phase? Subscribe to find out. Kevin the Tech Ninja, we'll talk later.